This is Hublot, a luxury watch brand that is hated by most, if not all, horological enthusiasts. No matter where you look, from videos to blogs to Reddit pages surrounding watch content, type in Hublot and you will find that a large majority of the watch world despise the brand. Especially this guy, who is quite a voice in this industry, but even without Nico Leonard, Hublot would not be rated. In today's video, I'm going to crack down on the reasons as to why Hublot are the most hated watch brand. Before I get into the video, if you guys can subscribe to the channel, that would be massively appreciated. And like this video if you want to see more content like this. And do not forget to share your thoughts on Hublot in the comment section. And if you want to buy or sell your watch with us here at Time4Diamonds, be sure to get in touch with us. So let's get into the video, and the best place to start would be the introduction of Hublot. Hublot was founded by an Italian called Carlo Crocco in 1980. Hublot started off as a brand that was under the watchmaking group MDM Genève. Its launch was a fair success, with Hublot gaining a lot of attention, and this attraction managed to see Hublot as its own brand separate to MDM Genève. Around this time, luxury and sport was combining more than ever before. Of course, there had been sports models that were created before the 1980s, but there was the release of two very influential models from two different brands that made the first Hublot model perfect for the time. These two models were the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Jumbo reference 5042 ST in 1972 and the Patek Nautilus 3700 in 1976. Hublot's first ever watch seems to have taken inspiration from the Royal Oak and Nautilus. The case shape does look similar to a Nautilus, and there were the incorporation of screws on the bezel, a key feature on the Royal Oak. Already you might be able to work out the first reason behind the hatred for the brand. However, there was something about the first Hublot model that was somewhat revolutionary, and that was the strap. Yes, that's right, the strap. Crocco was a sailor and wanted this watch to be manufactured with the ability to withstand water corrosion and damage. The aim was to create a watch that was versatile. It can be worn as a dress model and have the ability to be worn on sailboats. Therefore, Crocco incorporated a rubber strap. Combining a precious metal model with a rubber strap is a very common theme of today, like Rolex's Oyster Flex bracelet on a precious metal Daytona or Skydweller. Due to the growing popularity of the luxury sports watch market, this watch started to gain a demand, making this model a fair hit, establishing Hublot and putting the brand on the market. Fast forward to 2004, watch marketing genius Jean-Claude Biver took over Hublot after the brand showed promising signs. Then, 4 years later, luxury goods group LVMH acquired Hublot, adding to the brands they own like Tag Heuer and Zenith. So that's the history of the brand. But what are the reasons behind why they are so hated? A good place to start would be their lack of identity and originality. This doesn't even come from the idea surrounding history and the fact that they are a recent brand, as there have been newer watch brands that are way more innovative and original than Hublot. The majority of Hublot watches look extremely identical to other models that are part of their competition in this industry. Remember, they were only revolutionary for the incorporation of a rubber strap. And as I mentioned, their first ever model looked like the perfect combination of a Nautilus and Royal Oak. Fast forward to today, Hublot models such as the Big Bang Unico look very similar to a Royal Oak offshore, and their Spirit of Big Bang models look very similar to Richard Mille's. Hublot were fairly respected in the short term, but because they lack anything innovative, it is extremely difficult to maintain the demand and respect in the long term if you aren't producing anything groundbreaking. A second reason is that Hublot models are way overpriced. There are so many better watch brands in the horological world that create the same, if not more complicated watches than Hublot for less of the price. Their classic fusion models are around £5,000, and for £5,000 there isn't anything crazy about the classic fusion. It only displays the date. I mean, there's nothing crazy about this watch that justifies the £5,000 price tag. I really believe if Hublot watches were cheaper, they would be able to gain attraction. Their designs strike as another part of the brand's hatred. In my opinion, I do think Hublot watches are not that bad looking. There are some nice Hublot watches, but the majority of Hublot watches aesthetically raise many questions. Hublot watches are very strange to me. They are very oversized size, with some models stretching over 42mm. They are manufactured in ceramic or carbon fibre, which are very unconventional materials, and they use really weird and bold colours at times, like yellow. So it is really difficult for Hublot to gain a high demand because of their strange and unconventional methods. And ultimately, because of this, Hublot watches are not deemed as an investment. Luxury watches are seen as a great investment, but you have to be very, very careful. We always believe that you should buy a watch based on the fact that you like what you are buying. Do not focus heavily on the watch's market price, but the majority of the time, investment does play on a buyer's mind. Quite simply, for a watch to be seen as an investment, there has to be a demand on that model. Quite frankly, as Hublot are not respected in the watch world, with many people despising their unconventional designs, their watches are not seen as an investment. So Hublot watches depreciate in value massively. Before I end this video, I'm going to make some in general points about Hublot, as there were actually some good parts about the brand. Hublot actually managed to seek a good business proposition, and this was through limited edition models. Rivera stated that wherever our customer goes, he must meet Hublot. It is our goal to make the customer feel that we belong to his world, to his lifestyle, to his emotions, and to his dreams. So creating a limited edition model for almost every event or individual or company would potentially align to a customer because of their own personal desires. But somehow they managed to butcher this to the point where even their limited edition releases became pointless. They completely saturated this idea, making their phrase and business plan meaningless. The final reason, and I think the main reason behind the hatred, is their marketing and nature. They idolize the idea of wealth and showing off. Yes, there are consumers who buy a luxury watch in order to show off and let it be known to others that they have money and wealth, which naturally alienates watch enthusiasts. This alienation and distance results in less people caring about the brand. Watch enthusiasts, those who have a passion for luxury watches, don't buy a Patek or AP or Rolex because they're expensive. It is because they are watches with extremely high levels of craftsmanship and innovation, with beautiful history that ultimately deserve their value. Selling your product for a large amount of money does not automatically mean that it is better than others. Focusing on the marketing side, their brand is relentless with constant celebrity ambassador celebration models and their really strange sponsorships like the Premier League. Hublot and the Premier League makes zero sense, and here is why. In comparison to other sports like golf or tennis, football historically is a poor man's sport. Therefore, luxury brands stay away from endorsing and sponsoring football because it does not align with their core values. Also, the majority of those who watch football and turn up to games will not care about owning a luxury watch because it does not align to their own personal values. So overall, it is a pointless sponsorship. Instead, you see Rolex be a part of tennis or Formula One. Well, was part of Formula One. This is because they are sports that require money. I can understand this frustration towards Hublot and as to why they are the most hated watch brand in the industry. But I definitely believe there is potential for the brand to be better, but they need to do something groundbreaking for that to happen. Remember to let us know what you guys think of Hublot down in the comment section below. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.